always gonna make it for you. All right. So it is Monday. So welcome back to L Veins Radio. Um, and this is the L Veins Radio Morning Show. All right. So on Monday morning, this is Monday Medicine. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I want to thank you guys for listening, just lending an ear, to the news that I'm going to give you, just a few of the things that I noticed over the weekends, a few of the things that I saw, across, I'll say America, across, the world, things that, just stuck out to me that may be important to you, or may be interesting to you. But yeah, let me get some music started. Uh, if you had a good 4th of July, um, my friend, he always talks about the way I say July. He's like, why do you say July? July. I don't see what's wrong with it. You know what I'm saying? I think he'd be hating for real. He'd be a little hater. But that's besides the point. Good people on this beautiful Monday. Yeah, man, I wanna thank you guys for tuning in, man. Once again, man. Um, get a little jazz. It's Monday, the beginning of the week. Not the time to be weak. Stay strong, even when things may seem bleak, even when things may seem not of the mystique that you may be looking for. Keep searching. Know that you're worthy, James. Understand that you're playing for the last name on the jersey. You came for the ones that put the blood in your veins. I'm talking ancestry. I'm talking poetry. I'm talking chemistry. I'm talking everything, including the roots, down to the seeds, growing from you to me to us to a life that I hope to be peaceful, in love with the dream that I can see for us. So on this Monday, I pray that you find love and not lust. But yeah, man, I want to thank you guys, man, for tuning in to L Veins Radio. We're starting this morning in our nation's capital. All right. So over the holiday, I don't know about you guys. So I was in Georgia. I was in Georgia. I'm from Georgia. It was about 97 degrees. It was it was so in hot. I'm gonna bleep that part out when I repeat this. But yeah. Good morning, Damien Gamer Guy. How you guys doing, man? Let me know how you guys 4th of July went. How the holidays was for you, if you did fireworks, if you shot guns, whatever you did. Just let me know how your weekend went. But yeah, welcome back to L Veins Radio, Monday Medicine. So this is our morning show. And what I was getting at is that in the nation's capital, DC, apparently the degrees got up to about, I think about above 100, and I know it was above 100. The heat index was about 115. 115. All right. So they ended up, shutting down the Great American State Fair. They ended up shutting down the National Independence Parade. Is this the new normal? You guys tell me. Is this the new normal? Is it gonna be hot everywhere? What we gonna do? What we gonna do? Because I think so I live in Florida. All right. So I live in Florida. So I'm more accustomed to the Heat, but the Heat is still the Heat. All right. So, or is this just the season? Right. I know global warming was a big thing back in the day, right? So, is this something that we need to prepare for? The Heat. All right. But speaking of the Heat, speaking of things heating up, speaking of things, speaking of things, cities being on fire, so to speak. All right. Jaylen Brown just went to the Sixers. So I don't know if you guys are any sports fans in the chat, man. Jaylen Brown just went to the Sixers. Paul George went to the Celtics. I think that's a sleeper though. I think that's a sleeper. I don't I like Paul George. I like Paul George to the Celtics. We're gonna talk about Paul George for a little minute, then we're gonna get to Jaylen Brown. I like Paul George. Make sure you guys like, subscribe. I'm on, we do, well, but me. I do L Veins Radio morning show every Monday and Wednesday at 8:30 a.m. Eastern, 7:30 a.m. Central. Yeah. So we got Paul George on the Celtics. The Celtics is a good team, man. The Celtics is a good team. The Celtics is a good team. It doesn't really matter what you say about Jason Tatum. He is an all NBA player. I like Jaylen Brown better, but we're going to see just how good either is without each other. Because Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum have pretty much always had each other, right? They've pretty much always been on the same team, the best two players. Like, they drafted them guys like one after the other, right? So they were supposed to carry the team. Happy. Congratulations to you and your friend, your friends. Anyway, good morning, everybody. Tell me how your 4th of July was. Tell me, what's going on in your life, what's new, anything you want to talk about. Yeah, yeah. So where was I? Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, right? So as far as as far as when they came into the NBA, it was one after the other, right? It's it's kind of like Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook, right? So I remember one year Russell Westbrook uh, got injured. Golden State at 5. Oh, do you think LeBron is going to Golden State? Word on the street, LeBron might go to Golden State. Let me know, the official granted. Do you think, you know, okay, okay. I don't know. I don't know. And I was talking to my friends about this because I don't know if LeBron would be fine with him and Steph having the same amount of rings, because they already have the same amount of rings. Good morning. They already have the same amount of rings, but if they go on, but if they get on the same team, they'll still have the same amount. Now I don't know if rings still matter to LeBron. Maybe they don't. Maybe in all of these years that he's played in NBA, he's beaten Father Time, and he doesn't really care about the rings anymore. He just cares about the sport. So if that's the case, I say go for it. I know he spoke about it earlier, saying that he wanted to play with them. AD's gonna be hurt halfway. Yeah, facts. LeBron is perfect, bro. Yeah, yeah. I'm good, man. How are you? But yeah, LeBron is perfect. LeBron's just yeah, and then he can shoot better, these days. But yeah. So you're gonna have Steph, Jimmy. I don't know if Jimmy's still gonna be there. Steph, Draymond, AD. But AD just play like 20 games during the season, like 2 games a month, and then come in the playoffs. But anyway, back to Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, right? So Jaylen Brown is now playing for the Sixers. Is Embiid going to be healthy? That's what I need to know. Is he going to be healthy? Facts. Facts. Jokic, and I was telling my friends about this earlier this weekend as well. Who would you rather start a team with? Obviously, most people would say probably Wembanyama because he's an alien, right? But outside of that, Jokic is not a bad choice. Jokic is not a bad choice. Are you in the workplace? Both. There's a workplace at my home. So, yeah, there's a workplace at my home, my residence, so to speak. But yeah, Jokic is not a bad player to start your team with. So, but yeah. So Jaylen Brown, he's on the Sixers. Is Embiid gonna be healthy? Because I like Maxi. I like Maxi. I like Edgecombe. Now you got Jaylen Brown. Is Embiid gonna be healthy? Embiid, this is the time. If there has ever been a time for you, this is it. You gotta take it. You gotta seize it. You gotta believe it. What they said, trust the process. This is what the process gets you. If the process don't work now, F the process. It's over. Time still on. All right, yeah. Someone's calling me, but yeah, I'm still on. Yeah. So what do I do? Podcast. I have my merchandise, Legendary Veins Apparel, fitness apparel. You can find it on my Instagram, L Veins Radio. Well, actually, Legendary. Well, yeah, Legendary Veins on Instagram. You can find my fitness apparel, Legendary Veins Apparel, which is L7. All right. You can find L7, which is my fitness apparel. But also, I do poetry. I travel. I do poetry, and I also am a recruiter. So I have multiple things that I do, which I think we all should. You should still find time to do the things that you like to do. Like the news, I love doing. I love talking about sports. I love talking about, serious stuff, sometimes, right? But, yeah. So what do you do? The official granted, what do you do? Tell me what you do. Everybody tell me what y'all do. Everybody tell me what y'all do. I want to know what you guys do. I want to know about you guys. Who tell me, who are you? You know what I'm saying? What's up? What's up, King Kai 2015, man? Make sure you guys like, subscribe. Let me know what you guys do. You know? And the thing is, let me know what you guys do, and maybe I can put it on here, and shout you guys out, have you on the news, tell people to follow you, you know what I'm saying? Show one of your videos, show one of your movies, or whatever you do, I'm open to collaborate. Let me know what you guys do, what you work on, yeah, y'all do y'all thing, man. Make sure you like, subscribe, man. Let me know. But yeah, so is Embiid gonna be healthy? I don't know. But let's move forward. Let's move forward. Um, Another thing I want to talk about, right? So, Katt Williams. Katt Williams is one of my favorite comedians. Don't just listen to me. Put what y'all do in the chat now. Okay, Adrian, look, my friend. Oh, is this you? Oh, this Keith. Oh, that's Keith. Okay, that's Keith. Okay. Shout out my boy Keith, man. Shout out my boy Keith, man. He do HVAC. If you are in the Georgia area and you need some HVAC services, reach out to King Kai 2015, man. Keith, put your Instagram in the chat, man. Let people know that you do HVAC. Yeah, because it's hot outside. It's hot as fuck. Man, I was hot. I walked outside, man, I started sweating before I got to the car. I went back in the house because the job wasn't worth that much. You know what I'm saying? I was already sweating. But yeah, make sure you reach out to at might be Broly. Broly from I think Dragon Ball Z. right? So he'll get you right, man. HVAC, if you're in the Georgia area, man, reach out to my guy, man. Yeah. No, y'all, like I said, no, y'all want to be comfortable. It's hot outside. It's hot. I'm telling y'all. I'm telling y'all. You know what? We gonna rewind a little bit. Who we taking? The Celtics this year or the Sixers? Cause Paul George got injury history, but so does Embiid. The Celtics is a good organization. Is Jaylen Brown really that much of a better player than Jason Tatum? Is Embiid at this time in his career really still that good? Because I like Maxey. I like Maxey. But I like Payne Pritchard too now. Payne Pritchard. Payne Pritchard. That boy Payne Pritchard. Okay, if Embiid give me a full season, if Embiid give you a full season, he ain't gonna be there in the playoffs. Joke's on you, buddy. Nah. But yeah, man. So we're gonna move to the next topic, man. Listen. But yeah, so Katt Williams, and this might get me backlash, I don't know. But it's just something I wanted to talk about. Katt Williams has received backlash after comments about same-sex, themes on TV and on movies and things of that nature, right? So like streaming content for children, right? So he doesn't really support exposing children to those type of things at an early age and believes kids should be allowed to find their own way. All right. Now, whether you agree or not, all right, whether you agree or not, we all have our own opinion about how people should feel about those things. And I've heard similar stories like this before from other celebrities saying that they honestly feel the same way Katt does, right? So I think the bigger question here is really, should celebrities speak on like social issues, right? Should they only entertain, right? Or do they have the right or maybe the responsibility because they have the platform to speak on these things, right? Like, I think we have to really understand how we should how we should view celebrities' opinions, how we should view celebrities' thoughts. Because at the end of the day, it's all opinions. It's all, how they feel. They're human as well. I know they might got millions and billions and trillions and chameleons, but they're human, right? So at the end of the day, it's still an opinion. I'm not saying which side I agree on, because I'm just a newscaster. I'm just reporting. All right. But whether you agree or not, we all have our own opinion. Now you don't have to listen to it. But my question is, I guess, should celebrities' opinions matter? Like, how much should celebrities' opinions matter to the general public, the general population? Like, should we really be allowing what they say matter to us to where it controls the narrative of our own life or the things that we do? And I'm not saying whether you should agree with Katt or not, because at the end of the day, I completely understand Katt. Also other celebrities completely understand Katt, which means he's not the only one. So I think the question is, how high do you hold their opinion? Probably should button that up. Y'all wasn't even gonna tell me. But everyone is time. You're right. I think I heard something like that before. Like opinions are like a-holes. Everybody got one. But you also don't have to give them. You ain't gotta listen to their opinion, man. You got to choose how you want your life to go. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, everybody is entitled to their opinion. You know, this is America. This is America. And the thing is, Katt Williams is often in some controversial positions, or yeah, we'll just say positions. Um, because I remember, the thing with Shannon Sharp. I remember there was also a thing when he was, I think he had beat up like a little kid or something. Not any higher because just because you have more money doesn't make, yeah, exactly. I don't know if you guys have seen the show The Boys, but that's kind of how I look at it, right? Like the boys are literally just humans with superpowers. So they're not superheroes, they're superhumans. Humans still have emotions. Uh, Humans still have, stress, heartbreak, do things off, being compulsive, do things just without even thinking or overthinking or not caring or being selfish, right? Because these are just people. I think I think the boys is similar to how I believe people view celebrities in a way. Because at the end of the day, we still have to remember that they are just people. Now I'm not saying that their art is not great, but their art is not an excuse to not be a good person. Not saying that Katt Williams is not a good person because he may be. This is just comedy. This is a comedian, but he is human, and those are his thoughts. Do you agree or do you disagree? Right? Who should have the loudest voice in raising our children? Parents, schools, society, streaming services, artists, radio. Who should have the loudest voice when raising children? I believe the parents, right? Um, you know, um, let's let's assume your parents, right? And if not parents, your guardian. The person that looks after you. You know, um, and from there and there, some cases are the parents of said children. Matter of fact, the child. Yeah, yeah. And in some cases, you do have to look after yourself. Um, but I think the parents, but if not the parents, legal guardian. Sometimes you may have to look after yourself. Sometimes you may have to do all three. Sometimes it takes a village. Sometimes it takes more. Sometimes it takes less. But who has the loudest voice? For some of us, our coach. I had some friends, when I was growing up, they were so good at sports that I think, like, if their mom couldn't afford uh, for their kid to go to a certain school, they would just stay with the coach. So I feel like in that instance, the loudest voice, yeah. So the loudest voice would be the coach, right? And who? Maybe it should be. Good morning, Treese 3985. Yeah, yeah. Good morning, Treese 3985. Good morning, everybody. It's Monday morning. Mr. Keith doing HVAC. If you need it in the Georgia area, reach out to him via Instagram and might be Broly. The loudest voice should be the most. Okay. Yeah. I think I think motivating, but but overall, just who has your best interest in mind? Like who we all have those people that we know we can call. Not all have those people, but hopefully you have someone in your life that when you call them, you know they're being honest with you and you respect what they're saying because you know they're just looking out for your best interest, looking out for you, right? Empowering would be a better word. Yeah, like I said, yeah, definitely empowering. Like, yeah, definitely empowering. I think it's also like encompassing. Like, like sometimes a kid may need more than just motivating or empowering. Like sometimes it might need understanding. So, like, I think the loudest voice, and that's a very interesting question. You guys let me know what you think about that, because that's a very good question. No, so what we're asking is, so this is what we're asking. Who should have the loudest voice in raising a child? So whether that be the parents, whether that be the school, whether that be society. Like, so for example, I know a lot of kids these days are watching streaming services, right? Like, taking tablets and, not necessarily going outdoors to play and things of that nature, right? So in those cases, maybe the tablet is raising the child, right? Not saying their parent isn't involved, but maybe they aren't involved as much as one could be, should be, or, you know, any of that. But I think to truly understand what we're talking about, you kind of would have had to have been here earlier in the conversation. Because we started at first, we were talking about Katt Williams, and we were speaking about. Um, thank you, Teresa. So we are talking about Katt Williams and how he doesn't believe that some of the same sex themes that are on TV and streaming content should be shown to children. Um, he thinks that they should, find their own way. And my question was as well, uh, how much should people value, how much should we as people value celebrities' opinions? But also, who should have the loudest voice in raising your child? I think it's obvious you're the parent, um, you know, but I think as well as, motivating, empowering, because sometimes that loudest voice may not be a good loud voice, you know. Maybe they aren't empowering you. Maybe they aren't motivating you to be your better self. So I guess uh, just be mindful. Be mindful. Be mindful of what you're listening to. Be mindful of what you're digesting. Be mindful of what you're looking at. Be mindful of what you are allowing yourself to be a part of, because all of those things matter. They matter. Thank you to whoever is liking the video. Yeah, but yeah, just be mindful, and that's all you really do in this life. But yeah, so we're gonna move on. And I think this is so it's a debate table. This is my next segment. We're gonna go to the debate table. I want you guys to chime in if you can. If you can't, I don't know. Anyway, so are we consuming too much? So what am I saying by are we consuming too much? Scrolling, right? Like we now have a thing. I think it's called what is it called? Like dead scrolling or something. Like when you're just scrolling on your phone, right? I seen this video. I believe it was on Netflix or Hulu. It was on one of the streaming services, um, and it was a horror movie about how phones consumed kids' attention to where they can't think about or do anything else, right? So even if we think of that on a mass scale, a more mass scale, right? And we think of the whole world, actually, you guys, we're going doom scrolling. That's what it's called, doom scrolling. All right, guys, I'm gonna play a little music for a second, about 5 minutes. I'm gonna replace my battery in my camcorder, and y'all just vibe out with it. L Veins on L Veins Radio morning show, and we're gonna get back right to it after these messages. All right, guys, we're back. We're back. You're not gonna stay away too long. You're not gonna stay away too long. But yeah, okay. So doom scrolling. That wasn't a thing before, right? So are we consuming too much? Are we watching too much of other people's lives? Not enough of our own, right? Like, are we watching too many vlogs? Are we watching too many, just too many videos? You know, have we consumed so much of other people's lives that we don't even know how to digest our own? You know what? What's crazy, guys? This whole video, this whole video wasn't even, the sound wasn't even recorded. But that's okay, man. Because I'm gonna do it again Wednesday. And we're gonna do it again next Monday. We're gonna do it again next Wednesday. All right. But yeah, so we're getting back to it. We're getting back to it. Actually, let me press record. Did I even press record? Is it recording? I don't know. Okay. Yeah, it's not recording. I'll be right back. Yeah, guys, man, it's Monday, man, you know. And this is how you know it's Monday. This is how you know it's Monday. You know it's Monday because I forgot to press recording on the second one. On the first one, I forgot to have the sound on there. But this is just Monday. You keep going. You use what you have. All right. So yeah, are we consuming too much? Doom scrolling, too many streams, too many. And the thing is, I think social media has sped up our idea of how fast life should go. Um, I think I think people didn't used to worry about having it right now. Yeah, I definitely think it's society for sure. For sure. You know what? If you've ever seen the show The 100, then you know what's gonna happen. The AI. No, I'm joking. But yeah, watch that show, man. It's a pretty good show. I think it's very interesting how it shows, how you go from, I'll say Neanderthals all the way up to where we are right now. And then it takes it even further. Then it takes it even further. Yeah. So I definitely think we're consuming too much. However, this is the new world. So if this is the new world, you have to choose and be mindful of what you consume. if you consume anything, because you got to consume something. You ain't eating nothing. Right? So essentially, that leads into our Monday medicine moment. Control what you can. And most of the time, that's only yourself. Right? Control what you can and don't stress about the things that you can't. Yeah. Right. Right. Literally, man. Like, there is so much, there is what life is about questions, not answers. Life is about what you don't know, not about what you not about what you do. So you have so much time to find out. Don't be afraid of not knowing. Find out, right? Understand that you have more time than you do, right? Like a lot of people want to be great immediately and don't want to wait. And and I think what we don't understand about that is when you're great too early, because there's a responsibility to being great. There's a responsibility. There's an allure. There's riches. Do you know how to spend them? Do you know how to truly, I'll say, have discipline, right? So, for example, let's say you're great. Boom, fresh out of the way. Like you want it to be. You want it to be. Let's say Jesus Shuttlesworth. Jesus Shuttlesworth, right? On I forgot the name of the movie, but it's Ray Allen. It's played by Ray Allen. Jesus Shuttlesworth, um, and Denzel Washington is in the movie as well, right? So Denzel Washington, the player, the character he played in the movie, he ended up going to prison. But before he did, yep, he got game. He got game. So yeah, he got game. The movie, he got game, if I'm not mistaken. So, but before he went to jail, he was he was he was working on it, right? So Jesus Shuttlesworth, which was Ray Allen, and his dad, which was Denzel Washington in the movie, they were at the court a lot, working hard, kind of very similar to Jaylen Brunson. Jaylen Brunson, right? So the thing is, and maybe we'll talk about that one next. Maybe we'll talk about that one as a parallel, right? But so Jesus Shuttlesworth, everybody knows him. He's great. Got a girl pregnant early. Why? Because everybody wants you. You're not gonna say no to everybody. No, you're not. You're just not gonna do that. It's there's some beautiful peoples out there. There's some beautiful ladies. And you telling me you gonna play basketball and everybody gonna want you and you ain't gonna want none of the ladies? Yes, you are. So what I'm saying is, are you gonna be able to handle that? So he had one kid. Somebody else might have three because they don't know how to truly keep it in their pants. Like what I'm saying is, are you able to control what comes with being great? Right? Because sometimes if you are great too soon, that's how you burn out so fast. Right? So getting everything too early is not necessarily like it's a blessing, don't get me wrong. But if you don't know what to do with it and how to stay disciplined and to control your emotions and to make good and sound decisions, right? Yeah, yeah. You ain't build yourself to maintain the greatness, right? So, for example, as well, Michael Jordan, when he first came in the NBA, he was still scoring points. He was scoring. He was scoring points. He was doing his thing. He was doing his thing. But they was losing. The Bulls was trash at first, right? But, you know, after losing, he built resilience, right? You know, they started drafting more players. They started working together, right? You know, you get Scottie Pippen, you get Ron Harper and Steve Kerr and all these other people, right? You know, Tony Kukoc, other people, right? So, come on, you ain't born with the sauce. I have to acquire the sauce. You think I'm just dripping, wake up dripping? No. You gotta acquire the sauce. And that's a perfect point by Gucci Mane. He said, man, can you be born with the sauce? No. I had to acquire this sauce. I had to acquire it. So he had to work for it. Now Gucci Mane, he known for robbing people. So I don't know if that's the type of sauce you want. However, you can take the little tidbit of I had to acquire the sauce. Now, how you acquire it is on you. I ain't telling you how to acquire the sauce. Just acquire the sauce. Just acquire it. Right? So build yourself. Take your time. You got as much time as you need to be as great as you want to be. But if you rush it, might not work out. But if you don't, I'll say, just keep going. Just keep going. One foot in front of the other, one day after the other, and just building on what you previously did. So every day, build on the previous day. Continue to be great. Because life has a way of changing without our permission. So don't spend your life preparing for comfort. Prepare for change. Prepare to grow. Prepare to be more than you were the day before. Prepare to be more than the year you were last year. Prepare to be 1% better every day and work toward it. And look up one day and you'll be there. Wherever that is. Because I don't know what y'all be doing in y'all life. It's Monday. But yeah, so I want to thank you guys for tuning in to L Veins Radio, Monday morning show. I really appreciate you guys tuning in, man. I'm going to start doing some more stuff with the podcast, which is Soul Nightcap. I'm dropping another episode next week. Make sure you go like and watch the previous episode that I had with Reg Black. Gonna be dropping the next video with the poet, like I was saying, next week. And I'll see you guys on Wednesday for Win Wednesday at the same time, 8:30 a.m. Eastern, 7:30 a.m. Central. All right. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at L Veins Radio. If you want to get some of the apparel, follow Legendary Veins Apparel on Instagram. Go to the link. All right. Right now we only got smalls and mediums, ladies. But there's small and medium people around the world. Fellas, we got all sizes of the tank tops. Make sure you check that out, right? And I got some more stuff on the way. All right. So I'll see you guys Wednesday. Make sure you protect your attention and move with intention. But remember, love is dance. So until next time, L Veins Radio signing off.